Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Questions by Mom Asking About Rome. This is a special edition, series of questions asked by my aunt. And also the other video, one of my aunts, who are both, and these aunts are my mom's sisters. So here's a series of questions by my aunt as asked. Question 1: Did Nero really fiddle while Rome burned? Number 2: What about the rumor that he actually started the fire? And number 3: Did he really murder his mother Agrippina? 4: What about all the other family murders? 5: So was he popular with anyone? And 6: Was Nero really a medal winner at the Olympic Games? 7: Why did Nero send an expedition into the continent of Africa? 8: Did Nero have any particular pastimes? 9: How did Nero die? And 10: Did he really die in AD 68? So, let's begin with the first question. Did Nero really fiddle while Rome? According to the history, according to other biased information, say from the discovered senators and poets at the time, that instead of saving Rome while the city burned, he was fiddling. But in all actuality, trying to save the city. But it did not work out well, because he's gone down in history as the world's greatest fire fiddler. He's literally fiddling a fire. That's not fiddle to fire, sorry. Number 2, but what about the rumor that he actually started the fire? So far, they found proof that he did, and because of that, he had to try to deflect it onto Christianity, which around this time was starting to spread throughout the empire. It wasn't prevalent a lot during the early period, just later, and let's just say much later, when Christianity became the state religion, it decided to go after paganism. So it was like, you did this to you? You did this to us, we do this to you, take that. Okay, so did he really murder his mother Agrippina? So let's just say, if you have issues with your mother and stuff, that doesn't take the cake as let me phrase that. You may have mother issues, but at least you don't try to kill your own mother. Because Agrippina tried to control her son because she wanted to have the power of the emperor. But at the time, they didn't really have that, or at least women did not have that kind of authority. Like, they'll still have authority, but not the other kind of authority that's wielded by the emperor. So, since he was being controlled by his own mother, Nero did not appreciate that, so he came up with numerous ways to get rid of her. And the one that worked was sending his Praetorian Guard to stab her. Yeah, that family was not on the best terms. Oh, yep. And number 4, what about all the other family murders? During Claudius's emperorship, there were a couple other sons, and to ensure that Nero had a smooth path to power without them being threatened, they got rid of him either by stabbing or poison, or a whole list of things you can do to get rid of someone you don't like during that time period. So, you think we're bad to the bone? This ain't nothing. Yeah. So, was he popular with it? The only people he was popular with was the crowds. That's because he took care of them and entertained them, which helped. But the people he was least popular with was the populares, and they did not like the fact that he'd undermined their authority. And 6, was Nero really a medal winner at the Olympic Games? I'm just gonna have to say yes and no on that one. Yes, because he did something good. And no, because he was awarded a medal on the promise that if he did not get what he wanted, he will kill them. And so that's yes and no on that question right there. And number 7, why did Nero send an expedition into the continent of Africa? He sent an expedition in Africa for finding more trade routes. Like, there's not a lot of information on that. Honestly, that's the first time I ever heard it. Because all the sources I read always talk about he did this, he did that, but I never heard of an expedition into Africa. Unless somehow there's everything. I don't remember. Number 8. Did Nero have any pastimes? Oh yeah, the major pastime that he loved, other than financially ruining the empire with all fun projects, he declared himself an actor. So funny example was toward the end of his reign, the future Emperor Vespasian got into trouble for falling asleep during his play that he was in. So you could just imagine that he thinks he was a brilliant Shakespearean actor. Well, and yet future Emperor fell asleep. At number 9, how did Nero die? Nero died due to a series of circumstances. Like he was mistreating government officials, like the governors, the Senate, and also getting a little bit on stuff with Praetorian guards' wives, and that did not go over well. So the Senate declared him enemy of the state, and on the run, after realizing that everyone's turned against him, he decided to get rid of him because he knew he was going to die either way from being hunted by the guards. But did he really die in AD 68? Yes, he did die. Just a while, especially during the Emperor Vespasian, there's been people cropping up saying, "Oh, we're the dead Emperor Nero," and that we are the legitimate emperor, but Nero has died. Finito, Gonzo, and with him was the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty that reigned. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast, and always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comments, and I will answer in the next video. So, arrivederci.